Hello, angels. I'm late. I tried to do this earlier and I kept getting bumped off. I am going to wait to see if anybody pops in. I know this is a strange time, at least here in the United States, 3:30 in the afternoon, but I have followers in other places, so I was trying to figure out what the best time is for everybody involved. I'm thinking it's probably later in the day, like in the evening, but I figured I would give it a shot. And if worse comes to worse, you can watch it later. It has come to my attention from a friend that I say a lot. So I'm going to try very diligently not to say during this video. I'm sorry if that was annoying and if it made it seem, hi Livy, if it made it seem, hi Beth, that I didn't know what I was talking about or whatever. But if you hear me say then you can just hit your thumbs up and then I'll realize, oops, I said it again. Okay, this topic is one that is very near and dear to my heart since I have manifested my very own Prince Charming from this method. Okay, back in 2008, I first learned about the law of attraction, The Secret, all of that stuff. And I have my own opinions about that I will do in a different forum, but I realized that I hadn't even begun to think about what it was that I wanted in my life. So that made sense why my life was so crazy and not what I wanted it to be. So I started with what I wanted in a partner. And I know that everybody says you have to be happy alone before you can be with a partner. And I do agree that you have to be happy with yourself. But I was pretty happy with myself. And for me, having that other person, that partner, was something that I always wanted. And I don't know if you read my blog from the other day, but people had told me that my expectations were unrealistic and this person didn't exist and I was out of my mind and I had watched too many romantic comedies and blah, blah, blah. But I was determined that I knew what my heart and soul needed to be happy and to feel complete. And yes, I was a complete person without him. I'm not saying that I wasn't, so don't be like hating on me. But I knew what I needed to feel what I feel right now. So I started a list. And I was surprised at how easy it flowed, the things that I wanted in a partner. Because before I started writing the list, I really had no idea. I just wanted to be happy. And I wanted somebody who loved me the way I loved them. So I started making the list, and lo and behold, not too long after that, somebody had come into my life, and I was like, wow, this person has the qualities on my list. And because of that, I started adding to the list because I started realizing, oh, but what about that? Oh, but what about that? Oh, I want that. Oh, I want this. And it almost became like a Christmas wish list. Like when I was a little kid, I'm dating myself, but we used to get the Sears wish book and it was like this fat before Christmas. And you just circle everything that you wanted Santa to bring you. And that's what I felt like when I was making this list. Because I was like, it's my wish list. I get to pick whatever I want. So I wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote. And then quickly, the person that I thought was bringing these things to me disappeared. And then another person came. And I thought that person had the qualities on the list. And that is when I realized that you cannot put a negative on the list because it comes true. I'll give you the example of what happened to me. It was the only thing on my list that was negative. It said, he understands my feelings and doesn't throw things from the past in my face. Well, this person did that a lot. So it made me reread the list and I was like, oh my gosh, it's true. Like when you put the not in there, it still comes true. They don't God doesn't read the not. It just reads what you write or understands what you feel and what you want. So I continued to add to my list. And it's not like I sat there every day reading the list saying, when is he coming? Or I just wrote the list and I put it away. And it wasn't until I was with my very own Prince Charming that I found 2 different lists that I made in 2 different time frames. And I realized that he had every quality on those lists. That's not a coincidence. That's not an accident. It's because I believed that that person really existed. And he came. And he continues to amaze me every single day. Every single day. Because it's not like, oh, he showed me those things on the list. You know how usually in relationships there's that honeymoon phase, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, he doesn't do this for me, or oh, she doesn't do that for me. Oh, well, they used to do this and they don't do that anymore. We really don't have that. I said And I believe it's because this is the person I'm supposed to be with. This is the person that was meant for me. Now, the key to all of this is not just writing a list and hoping for the best. You truly have to believe and feel what your life would be like if you had this person. I think the name of this book was called Rain Journaling. It was about writing as if what you wanted was already in your life. But it's not just writing it. You have to truly believe it. You have to conjure up those feelings of what you would feel like if you had those things. And it happened. So I'm living proof. And it's not just about my Prince Charming. When I got divorced, I had been out of the workforce for 17 years. My skills were less than marketable, to say the least. And everyone was freaking out. Everyone was freaking out for me. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? How are you going to make money? What are you going to do? And I said, I don't know. God will figure it out. God will bring me something. And I know that everybody looked at me like, wow, she is delusional. Her and her kids are going to be out on the street. There's no way that child support's going to, pay her bills. And she's crazy for thinking this. And lo and behold, 3 months later, a friend of mine from way, way back, out of the blue, asked me if I would be interested in working for them. I was like, sure, I would love that. And lo and behold, I'm still 4 years later working for them. My job has expanded, and it's incredible. And that actually is what makes my son believe in the whole manifesting thing, because he's like, you manifested that job. Like that's not an accident. I think he believes that with my partner, it was just like meant to be kind of thing. And maybe it was, but it's just kind of bizarre that he has absolutely every quality on this list. And let me tell you something. It was 4 pages front and back, and then I added to it. I mean, we're talking detailed and pretty much the perfect man. But he's mine. You can't have him. So anyway, it really does work. But you have to, I think a lot of times everybody's life is so crazy because nobody takes the time to sit and think about what it is they truly want. So if you don't know what you want, how do you know how to get it? The house that I'm living in right now, when I was still in Arizona, I put it out there that I wanted a 4-bedroom house with a pool. This was the price I wanted to pay. And I have to be honest with you, there were really no houses with all those qualifications. And they had to accept my dog. There was no houses. I was looking on all those websites and whatever. There weren't any. Well, I found one. And I took a look at it and I was like, that's my house. So I have a friend here that's a real estate agent, and I asked him to go and check it out for me because you had to actually physically see the place before they would give you an application. And he called me, he came out and he said, Tina, I couldn't even video it for you. Like, he was going to FaceTime me. He's like, there were 65 people there for this house. Well, of course they were, because it had 4 bedrooms and a pool, and it was in a very reasonable price range. And I said, that's okay, because that's my house, so I know that we'll get it. And he was kind of like, well, like, he didn't want to burst my bubble, but he's thinking in his head, is she out of her mind? There's no friggin' way she's going to get this house. I got the house. There was no doubt in my mind that this was my house. I saw the pictures and I said, plus the name of the street, my partner and I laughed about, because it's just significant for us. So we thought, well, this is definitely the house. And lo and behold, it came down to 2 people, and look who's sitting in the house. Me. So I am living, breathing proof that it works. With that being said, I am not one of those people that would be like, I want a mansion on the beach. I want this and that. And then you sit back and you expect it to happen. You need to do the work. You need to follow up with things. It's not like I just sat there and said, oh, my real estate agent will find the perfect house for me. Like, I still looked for the house. I still did all the steps I needed to take. The same thing with my partner. When he came into my life, I had to allow it. I had to allow it. I couldn't just, I don't know. And it was hard at the beginning. We were just friends, and I felt the feelings growing, and I had to allow that. It was scary. I said it again. It was scary, but we did what we needed to do, both of us, to get to that point. And we both did a lot of self-work on ourselves, and we got ourselves to the point of, now his list had only one thing on it. So, I really had an easy job to fulfill his list, but he kind of made a list too. So it happens. It's true. And there are a lot of people I know that have made these things happen with jobs and other things. In fact, actually, before I even started looking for this house, I said out loud, okay, whoever's living in my house, you need to get ready to move, because I'm coming. And people would think I'm crazy, but it's true. And I met the woman who lived in the house before, and she wound up buying a house that was perfect for her. So all good things happened in order to move us into this house. I am a firm believer. I don't know if you are familiar with the Abraham Hicks and the law of attraction and all of that. If not, you really do need to go on YouTube, check out some videos, do your research where that's concerned. Hi, Kim. Happy to have you here. You have to do your research. But I am a firm believer. Abraham talks about the vortex. The vortex is where all your wishes and your wants are. And all you have to do is get yourself to a place of alignment with the vortex, and those good things start to come to you. I believe in destiny. So I've always struggled with the whole law of attraction and destiny and how that goes together. And with my friend Jill, who, has her page is called Soul Gazer. You should check her out if you haven't already. She's incredible. She and I have ridiculously lengthy conversations about this over the last 3 years. What about the law of attraction? What about destiny? How does that work? How does that go together? Free will, all of that. And what we've come up with, I'm not going to go into completely, because I'm actually going to do a course, hopefully with her, on that. But basically, I feel like destiny is your vortex. All the good stuff that God has planned for you, all the things that your soul contracted to do before you came to earth, is in your vortex. You need to make the right choices. That's where free will comes in, to get yourself to that point of your destiny. That's where a lot of us struggle. We make free will choices based on what society tells us we should do, based on what we were raised to believe. I had in the conversation with boundaries the other day about how Well, I can't do that because my family's never done that, or I wasn't taught to do that. You need to listen to your soul. You need to listen to what your intuition is telling you. And you need to know in your heart that you're doing what you need to do. A lot of people can't do that. That's why I believe there's so many unhappy people in the world. My kids and I go to Disney a lot. A lot. And we were there yesterday, and they were supposed to, it was like an 80% chance of rain. And I was like, I don't care, we're going. I was really looking forward to it, and so was my older son. And we brought the umbrella into the first park, and we were hitting one roller coaster at Hollywood Studios, and then we were going to shoot over to Animal Kingdom and spend the rest of the day there. So we brought the umbrella into Hollywood Studios, and it was hot and it was beautiful out. So we were like, forget it. So I said, just leave the umbrella in the car. We don't need it. So we get off the roller coaster at Animal Kingdom, and all of our stuff is in a locker, so we have nothing with us. And my daughter goes, I think I got bit. And she goes to pull something, and she goes, now my fingers are numb. She got stung with something. So I was like, we have to take her to first aid. I said to my sons, ride the roller coaster again. I'll take her to first aid and we'll meet up. Well, with that, the skies open up and it is pouring and we are drenched. I'm drenched. Like my clothes felt like they weighed 10 pounds. We laughed our butts off. Like we thought it was the funniest thing. You see all these people cranky and miserable and I get it. You know, if it's your only day at the park, yeah, you're annoyed. I understand that. But life isn't about waiting for the sun. It's about learning how to dance in the rain. And until everybody learns to go with the things that make them uncomfortable or the things that go against what society tells them to do, they're never going to be truly happy. But the fact that you guys are tuning in and you're listening means that you want better for your life. So, get out your notebooks and start making your lists. And it doesn't have to be about your Prince Charming. It could be about your perfect job. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it feel like to go to work every day to your perfect job? What are your coworkers like? Do you have a lot of coworkers? Or is it more of a smaller place? Do you work from home or do you go to an office? All these questions that you have to ask yourself. And then imagine what it would feel like to have it. And whenever you feel negative things, try and bring that feeling back to you. Try and say, oh, okay, when I have my perfect job or my perfect relationship or my perfect house, what is it going to feel like? And it changes. See, for me, I used to always think I wanted the big house. When I moved to Arizona, we had a house built, and that I thought was my dream house. I was going to live there forever. Yeah, that didn't last. Because within a few years, I was like, yeah, no, this is not it. This is not my dream house. And now I'm to the point where I want the smallest possible house that I could have so that I'm not maintaining it and that we can live the life that I want to live. A condo on the beach would be nice. And I start thinking about it. I start dreaming about it, what it would be like. But for me, it's more about the people in my life rather than the things. I'm not a big materialistic person at all. For me, it's more about the people. But everybody's different. Some people want the big house. Some people want the fancy car. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But you need to imagine how amazing it would feel if you have it. Instead of saying, that's never going to happen. Well, then it's never going to happen. So, with that being said, any questions? Beth, Olivia, you've listened to me forever. Well, I'm going to tell you guys about this new group that I'm starting. I've decided, I've had a lot of people tell me that giving away everything for free is not good for the whole energy trade thing that the universe says you're supposed to do. Okay, with that being said, my readings were never very expensive anyway. I have my niece actually working on a new website for me, and I'm coming up with a bunch of different readings, including video readings, one-on-one sessions, and all kinds of good stuff. But I'm also going to start a group coming off my Chat with Your Angels. That will be a private group. It'll be closed. Because I know a lot of times, I know with me, sometimes if I'm watching somebody live and I want to ask a question, I don't want every freaking person on my Facebook page to see that I'm asking that question. Because it comes up on people's news feeds and it's ridiculous. I've had people text me and say, what did they say in answer to your question? And I was like, what? Were you stalking me? Like, how did you know that I asked that question? Oh, I saw it. It came up on my news feed. Great. I don't want the whole world knowing stuff. That's why a lot of times I'll tell people to private message me, because it's some of it's personal stuff. You don't want the whole world to know. So the group will be closed. It will be a members only group. The people that come in on the ground floor, I will give them an early bird discount of $10 to join the group. And that's lifetime. That's not going to change. It's not like I'm going to send you a bill every month or every year or whatever. Once you're in the group, you're in the group. I might change that down the road, but the people that are start out with me will be grandfathered in. So it's $10, and then you get live videos one-on-one with, you can have discounts on one-on-ones with me, discounts on my readings, and there will be things in the group that are not on my Chat with Your Angels page. So if you're interested in that, just send me a private message and we can arrange for a PayPal, and I'll give you some more insight into that. And you'll be able to like say different things that you're interested in that you'd like me to talk about. I'll be having more free card reading live videos in that group. Because honestly, a lot of times the people that pop in on the page, a lot of the people that are joining the live videos and asking a lot of questions and wanting readings don't even like and follow my page. And how is that even fair to the people that have liked my page from day one? It's not. So that kind of prompted me also to start the group, the private group. So with that being said, Liv, are you still there? All right, I'm going to text you guys privately, and I'm going to do a special reading for you guys. I'm going to pull a card for the page. I'm going to ask for what does the viewers that are watching this live video, even after the fact, what does everybody need to know? Hi, Tracy. How are you? Thanks for joining. The Nine of Water. Your wish comes true. Concerns fade away. A love of life. We've been getting some really positive cards on the page lately, which is awesome, which means all of you are here for the right reasons and you're allowing your intuition to guide you, and the worst is behind you and things are working out now. Tracy, would you like me to pull a card for you? I don't know, this feed is saying there's like 8 of you on here and I'm not seeing any comments. So, Tracy Lindsay, I'm pulling a card for you. The Knight of Fire, passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. So if something's going on in your life, you need to make a decision pretty quickly, but take your time and mull it over and make sure that you make the decision that you need to make. Does that make any sense, Tracy? Is there something going on that you need to make a decision about? If you need more clarification, I could pull another card for you. I just got this deck on Sunday and I'm really liking it. It's the Angel Tarot cards. I'm not a big tarot card fan. They have like a lot of negative energy around some of the cards. So this one was by Doreen Virtue. It's the Angel Tarot. I'm really enjoying it. Oh, wow. Tracy, something's going on in your life that's fast. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options and creative solutions. So there's something going on around you that you feel very rushed to make a decision about. The angels are telling you to breathe and don't be hasty. Take your time. Even though time is of the essence, take as much time as you possibly can and weigh all your options before making that decision. But it'll all be good. It'll all work out the way it's supposed to. Okay? All right. 2 guys. You have 2 guys you have to make a decision with? Is that what you're telling me, Tracy? This is fun. Okay, I'm assuming that's what you're choosing about. So I'm going to pick one more angel tarot for you, and then I'm going to go to you know what? I just going to go to the Romance Angels deck for you. I said Melody, I'm going to kill you for bringing that to my attention, because now I'm petrified to speak. Okay. These are the Romance Angel cards for you, Tracy. Kim, if you're still here, give me a thumbs up or a comment, and I will pull a card for you as well. Okay. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. I'm getting the impression that either one of these guys would be a good choice for you. So I know you weren't here for the whole video. So after I publish it, go back and listen to what I said about making the list and see which one of these guys comes the closest to the list. And when you're making the list, try not to have either one of the guys in mind. Just try and go from your heart and see which one fits what you're looking for more. Okay? I'm going to pull one more for you. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you romantically attractive. See which one of these guys accepts you the most for who you are. And that's the one you should go with, because that's really important. It's the most incredible feeling in the world to be able to be 100% yourself, crazy, lunatic, drive him crazy, and he still loves you completely. And you know that even when you're at your worst, he loves you just the same. That's what everyone should have. And it goes both ways. Okay? All right. Anybody else? Okay. Well, I am glad we had this time together. This is obviously not a good time of day. I'm going to wind up having to do my readings, do the live videos later, because the 5-7 o'clock seems to be better for people. So I hope this helps you. If you have any questions and you need any clarification, just private message me. And like I said, if you have any interest in joining the group, which I've already started, so those people are going to get the benefit of all the new stuff that I'm working out, that I will try out with them, probably without any charge involved. So private readings and all that kind of stuff. So let me know. Private message me. You're very welcome, Tracy. I hope it helps. And I hope you all have a blessed day.